everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another Real to Sims build, and today we're going to go ahead and build this Mediterranean family home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and this home, like I said, is a Real to Sims one. I have done quite a few of these recently, as you've probably seen, and I will go ahead and leave a link in the description to the floor plan. I think this one is from ePlans, which I don't think I've used before. I normally go for houseplans.com, but a slightly different website, which was suggested by somebody. If you do have any suggestions at all, by the way, for different floor plans or house plans, or even just different websites where I can find them on for more Real to Sims builds, then feel free to suggest them down below or on Twitter or wherever you want. And yeah, so this home, I actually really love how it turned out. It's built on a 40 by 30 lot in Oasis Springs, and I kind of had a few doubts. Sometimes this happens of if the kind of lot's going to be too big or too small, and this one kind of fills the entire lot, like pretty much the entire lot. Like there's really no space around it at all, which sometimes kind of I don't normally do that for my builds. There's normally like a bit of, you know, spare grass sort of around the build on the outside, I suppose, sometimes. But when I was looking around at some other homes in the game, really, I did notice a lot of them did fill up the entire lot. So I was like, you know what, maybe for an exception, this is not, you know, too much of a problem, really. So it came in at 183,955 simoleons, and it has 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. And then for the packs used today, didn't go too crazy really. I did use quite a few expansions, but not so much of the other ones. So for the expansions, I think I used all of them apart from Discover University and Get to Work. And then for the game packs, I used Jungle Adventure, Parenthood, Dine Out and Spa Day, and for the stuff packs, I just used Perfect Patio stuff. So, you know, a few expansions, but not so much of game packs and stuff packs. And also with this floor plan, they did actually have some real life photos of this home in terms of how the furniture looks in it, and then kind of how the interior is set up. So sometimes I kind of follow that exactly, but since it was just like pieces of the home, it wasn't really very clear for me to follow for the whole home on how I do everything. I did just do what I wanted really in terms of the interior furnishing style. There were sort of aspects like in terms of like light coloured walls, so I used that, and also kind of how some of the furniture is arranged, but apart from that, I kind of did my own thing with how I wanted to do the interior, you know. But saying that though, the floor plan is how it is in the actual house plan of the home, and I did try to recreate it, you know, tile for tile, which sometimes is a little bit difficult to do in The Sims, and sometimes getting the proportions right doesn't always work, but I think I managed to do it today. I didn't do any kids' rooms today, but there is sort of like a very slight personality to one of them, which I'd maybe say is for a teen girl, which we'll get onto later, and then the other ones are just sort of left neutral. As you know, that's kind of my main sort of preference to do. I'm not going to go into it again, but as you know, I don't do kids rooms that often, but sometimes, you know, do a mix of, might do a few builds which have neutral rooms, and then make up for it, I'll do a personalised build. And yeah, so today is the 28th. Yesterday you may have seen, but it was my birthday yesterday, and I did receive so many messages from people, so thank you everybody who sent me a happy birthday message. And also I did receive a box of cupcakes from Electronic Arts UK, so thank you EA for that. I did have an idea that that was going to be coming. I know a few of my friends got them earlier in the month, and I was given a little heads up that I'll be getting something in the post soon, so that was really well timed to get it on my birthday. And as you may have seen, the funny thing is that The Sims is 20 years old this month, and I was 20 years old yesterday, and I received my cakes that day as well. So that was really nice of The Sims for doing that, and the cakes themselves are really nice as well. May have had one too many of them, but you know, we'll just not pretend that happened. So the back of the home here, I really love this actually. It's very sort of crammed, as I said, because the whole lot is full, but I do still think it looks nice. Sometimes in the past I've had problems with sort of filling up backyard space, so for a change today I kind of had not much room to work with, but I really love how it looks. And the patio kind of wraps around a little bit, meets where the master bedroom is, and has an archway going out into sort of like, well, it was actually going to be a covered gazebo where you see the raised sort of patio area where I'm going to put the barbecue and the outdoor seating area. That was like a gazebo, but I just left it open actually, and that kind of leads out from the master bedroom, but you can also access it from other places as well. And then you'll also see like an outdoor fireplace area, sort of between that extra sort of pop out of the home that comes out really far into the back garden. That's actually a sort of like a guest bedroom and has a bathroom in there as well. And in between that and the main part of the house, there is like an outdoor fireplace section. Now in that section as well, in the real photos of the home, there was actually a like an outdoor kitchen with like a fully fitted barbecue as a kitchen with counters and things, which I've done a few times in builds before, so hopefully you know what I mean. But I kind of didn't want to do that, and really there wasn't actually that much space left, so I didn't really end up doing that. But you know, you could add that back in instead of having the fireplace, or have both if you can make that work. So as I've also been saying recently, I will be starting a new build challenge soon. I'm not actually too sure when I'm going to do it, as I think in the last video I said I was going to do it this week for my birthday, but I just hadn't really had much time to get it done, so I'm not really too sure when I'm going to post it. Hopefully in the next few weeks at most, maybe even Sunday I might start it. So as I've said, if you've seen the last build challenge, it was a shell build challenge, so I built a shell of the home and then you completed it. This one is going to be slightly different, not any more difficult or anything, it's just a different way of doing it. So that'll be coming up hopefully, like I said, on Sunday, but that's just an idea I've just thought of now, so I'm not too sure if that's actually going to happen or not. And also as well, there should be a giveaway with the, you know, alongside that actual challenge as well, for a pack of your choice hopefully. So you know, I'll go over that information in a separate video so you know exactly what to do. But I'm really looking forward to doing another one. Everybody seemed to really enjoy the last one, and it was also really nice to tour your builds as well, because you have like an inkling of what people might do for your shell and an idea of what you would do for your own shell as well, and then to see how people either do that or do things differently, what you may not have even thought of, is really interesting. So I'm looking forward to doing it in the challenge again. So we're just working on the interior now. Some bits, you know, I cut out, like doing the wallpapers and things like that, because as you know, that's just really boring, and you see it anyway here. I did just use the stone from Jungle Adventure in the interior. A little bit of a weird thing to have stone as interior walls, but you know, I think it fits nicely with this theme of the home, so I did that. I don't think I've used the Jungle Adventure pack in general actually for quite a while. It's well, actually the counters from that pack I really love. I think those counters fit in really nicely with a lot of different styles. I've used them in modern builds before as well, but I haven't used them in a little while, I don't think, so it was nice to use that pack again today. And you know, I wasn't really trying to restrict myself that much with the packs. As I said, the expansions kind of, you know, took up quite a bit of the pack list, but this house itself is fairly simple. Sometimes, you know, I might do a little bit more of a cluttered build, sometimes I'll go more on the simplistic side, which I did today, and I actually prefer to sort of play in these houses. I know this is also a one-story home as well, which I know a lot of people love to play in, so you know, this might be a good home for you to use. And something I do a lot, well actually no, I don't actually play the game that often myself, I just don't really have the time when I'm recording videos all the time to actually sit down and play it. But when I do, if I say I download a home from the gallery to use for my own gameplay, sometimes I will go for one-story homes, but also I will just go through and remove, not all of them, but most of the paintings, and also some of the clutter items around, because when I'm playing the game, and especially when you have the walls cut away, and there's like, you see the backs of paintings on the camera, and it's really irritating to see, you know, certain things, if I'm making any sense at all. So I think me removing those things from the builds to download for my own gameplay to make things more simple is also why I tend to keep my builds simple as well. Let me know if you do that as well. I don't know if that's a thing that I'm just doing or not, I don't know. And this room right here is a study. Now just a quick note that the study and the dining room I did actually swap around, because this room here, the study, did end up being a little bit smaller than the other one, and I thought that it'll probably be a better idea to have a slightly bigger dining room than a slightly bigger study, if that makes sense. So those rooms I just kind of flipped around. I didn't really think it'd be too much of an issue because, you know, the floor plan is still pretty much good as I could get it really, so yeah, I'm not going to worry about that too much. And this room right here is the master room. I did go ahead and use some of those walk-in wardrobes from Get Together. I don't use those too often, but you may have seen I have been using them quite a bit more recently. It's sometimes just a nice change really than, you know, using a actual dresser then putting stuff on top of it. It sometimes looks, you know, just a bit different really to use the walk-in ones. There is actually a 2-tile one and a like a 2x4. No, a 1x2 tile one and a 2x2 tile one, there we go, of that same wardrobe. I'm not actually too sure if they have different functionality. I wouldn't think so, but I haven't actually tested that myself. But I use a variation of both, just depending on how much room I have for them. And this is one of the bathrooms. I think I might have shown you another one earlier, but this is the only other one I show because all the bathrooms are the same. As you know, I do like to keep the same wall coverings and tiles and flooring tiles and whatever between the bathrooms the same in any particular home. I just like how it sort of flows a bit better that way. So for the speed build, it gets a little bit boring sometimes. So I just showed you this one and another smaller one, but this one is the master bathroom. It is separate from the master bedroom, but it kind of has the same sort of like, you go through into a hallway which takes you one way into the master bedroom and the other way to the master bathroom, and there's not really anything else through that hallway, if you make sense. So I suppose in a way it does kind of feel a little bit more connected to the master bedroom. And this room right here is, I would just say, like a guest room. It has like the sliding door going out to the patio area where the fireplace is, and I just thought this might fit a little bit better as a guest room. And then it also takes you out to the separate guest house as well, which is further at the back of the build. I didn't actually do that on camera, partly because I forgot, and then I was going to record it again when I actually went to do it, and I was thinking actually it's just going to turn out to be similar to the other bedrooms, so I just left that one out the speed build. But of course, if it ever take out things in the speed build, you do always see it in the screenshots at the end. I always have screenshots of everything in the build at the end of all my speed builds, so if you see something that, oh, I must have cut that out, and you're looking forward to seeing it, then you will see it at the screenshots in the end. So this room right here is what I was saying is probably going to be the girls, well, it doesn't have to be, the teen girls room. That's just kind of what I had in mind, just to give you an idea. If you're looking for a particular sim to use that room with, that's what I would probably do in my own gameplay. But, as I said, I didn't really want to personalize this home too much. And then we do actually have a really big garage. Now, originally, this was a 3-car garage in the actual floor plan. There was 3 garage doors, but, with the limitations of the Sims and the lot size, I couldn't really do that. So it is just a 2-car garage, which I think, isn't too bad, really. What I did was add a little gym area in it as well, and then it still kind of is a fairly big garage area. So I think, one less car space is still fine. As you saw there is a car parked on the drive, so we can pretend that's the 3rd one. Anyway, so I really hope you enjoyed today's speed build. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this recreation. Did I do a good job or not? Let me know. You can go ahead and see the floor plan, which is linked in the description, and see how well I did. Like I said, if you have any suggestions for other Real to Sims builds, or any other ideas for the channel next, that would be really helpful to hear. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!